You got Haribo.
I do.
Are those as big in Mexico? I think they're bigger in other countries, though.
They
Haribo.
are. For
Because
some
what?
reason, I didn't know that they had the mini packs.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude, there's like 5 in here. Like, it's like, here you go, trick or treat.
that's just enough to make you mad.
I know, right? I'm trying to remember the commercial where it's like the red ones are bluer because they taste yummy or whatever. That
And the little
is a
kid.
grown man.
Well, my wife's from Germany, so every time I say Haribo, she starts singing it, and she's doing it. It's some German. No, 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 whatever. Sometimes I do it just to make her sing it.
There you go. So that was perfect that I brought this out today. Then
Haribo.
there you go. Welcome to Zia Comics Weekly, everybody. We get ready to nerd out and enjoy some delicious candy while we do so. What's going on, Troy? What's happening?
Just getting ready for Horrorfest.
What? No break? I mean,
There was like a day or two. That's a
you
lie.
go.
I started working
You
on it the very next day.
I was like, yeah, you took a break. I don't believe that.
No, I did not.
Oh man, how's it going with all things that are horror and scary and things that will make me stay
We
up at
got
night?
we got a great lineup, and this town being a last minute town here in El Paso, I'm always on pins and needles until opening day. So, and there's booths available. If you guys want a booth for Horror Fest, go get it now.
That's right. Make sure you guys get your boots. Where can they get tickets and all the stuff so that way they can get ready for Horror Fest? And for some reason, I think the horror level, the scare level, is going to go up this year. I don't know why, man. I think people are going to be on nerves for some reason this season.
I hope so. Yeah, they can go to elpasohorrorfest.com and get your tickets or booths, or we'll have the photo op stuff up there soon, I'm sure. Um, so yeah, it's coming along. Everything's falling in place. It'll be the first year for it, so we really have no idea what to expect. But
Yeah.
I'm expecting a big turnout because this area is huge for horror.
It's crazy just how many people are excited for the season. Like once you get to a certain point, they're just ready. I mean, you go anywhere and there's like this like, okay, can we just get to the Halloween side of things already? Like I tell you go to the stores and you already see stuff. Like I had something jump out at me at Lowe's the other day. I was kind of like, serious? I was like, but then I'm like, oh yeah, we're almost into September, so of course it would be displayed.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's taken over as one of the more popular holidays. I think it passed Christmas even is
Yeah.
popular holiday.
It's getting up there, man. And I tell you, and then like with something like this, especially because the culture of just how many people love scary movies. And not just the ones that you would see like on the main screen. There's like these movies that I mean, I've heard people talk about movies that you don't necessarily hear about. You got to go like in the underground to find some of these crazy horror movies. But it is a whole culture that's just taking over, man.
Yeah, everybody loves that. It is a controlled scare, I guess. Your adrenaline is going to pop, but you're not really in any danger. And I think that's the appeal of it because you know you're going to be scared, but you're not going to get hurt.
See, and I don't know. For some reason I got this in the back of my head that I'm gonna run into that character as soon as I walk out of this theater or when I turn on the lights. I've said this numerous times, guys. I cannot watch scary movies during the night. I have to watch them during the day. If somebody says, "Hey, we're gonna watch the Saw franchise," great. We need to make sure that the sun is out, and I'm going to be that person that does this when
Yeah.
I know something bad's about to happen.
I mean, I still if I do happen to watch something scary at dark, I still kind of get that uneasy feeling when I get near the edge of the bed because I'm
Oh,
waiting for
that
a
like,
hand to reach out and grab.
oh, dude, don't say like you do like feel you're gonna like, oh no, yeah, no.
Yeah, I
I'm
wouldn't admit it though. I just no, I'm fine. I'm fine.
no, I bet. Oh no, I just had a little twitch. My back is spasming. That's all it
I
is.
always pee myself right before I go to bed.
I mean, don't you? I mean, isn't that? I mean, you're supposed to do that. You're supposed to pee yourself before you go to bed. Oh man, but yeah, of course, Horrorfest. Get your tickets now, guys. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and definitely is one of those things. You guys have done great, especially with some of the first time events that you've had this year. I mean, it's been rocking and rolling for you guys, especially out there in El Paso.
Yeah, well, El Paso's got a bigger population to pull from when you count Juarez in as
Yeah.
well. then you're well over 1.5 million people there. So I mean, in the cruises we're topping 100K, I think.
Yeah,
So we're
we're
one
getting
tenth
there.
the size. I mean, come on.
We're getting there. I mean, it's growing there, but I mean, I think with a lot of these events, and that's why we say, like, even with Las Cruces Comic Con, when we show out and the more popular we make it, the more it can grow as an event. I mean, and it just goes for anything. And with I know you guys, especially with the anime that you guys did earlier this year. I mean, stuff like that, man. When it builds up, man, it turns into the second annual, third annual, and fourth annual.
I hope so. I hope you're right.
Yeah, I know. We're putting out good vibes for you guys, man. But yeah, Horror Fest is gonna be there. I'm sure there are a lot of friends here that love scary movies and love all things horror that'll be there. So I'm not even a fan of fake blood. That's how much I hate scary movies. It just, man, I can't, man. I don't know why. I don't know who traumatized me.
I think it's just human nature. Some people want that heart-stopping adrenaline thing, and other people are just like, yeah, I think I'll just go watch a Disney movie.
Can we watch another episode of Is It Cake rather than having to scare me? I can't do that, man.
Well, don't they even do Halloween themed Is It Cake episodes?
Right. Is it a pumpkin? I hope it is, because if it jumps out and tries to murder me, I'm not watching it.
Nope.
Nope. Sorry. Skip it over. We're moving on. Oh man. Well, let's nerd out. Actually, before we nerd out though, we didn't get a chance to talk about it last week. How's Alamogordo doing? Zia Comics and Alamogordo.
Doing really well. In fact, tomorrow is Alamogordo does. They don't call it First Friday; they call it Downtown Nights.
Uh-huh.
And each month they do a little theme for it, and then every time we do it, we take their theme and twist it nerdy somehow. So this one is Sweet September, so we made it Sweet Tooth September in honor of the comic book and the Netflix series. So show up wearing your animal, anything related to animals. So
okay.
That's how I can tell how many people read my post. I see how many people dress up the different ways
And are ready to, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that's gotta be cool though, man. Especially being out there with these themes and really just kind of tying into that community, man. Because when they're doing stuff like that, and you guys can take your own version of it and twist it up, and people can nerd out there and have some fun.
Yeah, I mean, they shut down 1 or 2 blocks of New York Avenue right there, the 8 and 900 block typically. And they always have, the cars in for a car show, some food vendors and what have you. And most of the businesses stay open till like 8, a little bit later to accommodate that. But it brings quite a few people down to Maine, especially now that the weather broke a little bit and we're not getting triple digits every day.
Oh yeah, man. That's the worst thing about it, especially when you hit those triple digits and people are just like, okay, I want to go, but man, is it gonna be
It makes it no
116 or
fun.
and not at all, right? You're like, oh, we're gonna go through this as quickly as possible and get back in the air conditioning.
Yeah, just leave the car running.
Oh man, that's awesome though, man. But yeah, of course, there's always something going on out there. And then back here at what can we call it? Headquarters, Las Cruces headquarters,
At the mothership.
the mothership. Yeah, I like that one. The mothership. How's the mothership doing?
Doing good. There's a bunch of stuff going on the plaza all the time.
Yeah.
And I think the next big event that I can remember is going to be that pizza.
Oh yeah.
Was it the pizza competition? That one I'm kind of looking forward to. All the alcohol related ones, I'm like, yeah, I can go get my own beer somewhere, and
Yeah.
I don't need to taste, shot glasses of beer from 30 different places.
And
But
the heat.
pizza, I'll eat a full pizza from everybody.
Oh man. I mean, that goes hand in hand. Can you imagine just pizza, nerd out? It's all down there. Oh man.
Yeah, I can't wait for that one. I'm looking forward to that one. I think Rad sponsors that, but
Yeah.
yeah, there's always some big event going on down there, which is good. It keeps
Yeah.
people coming downtown.
No, it's great, man. I mean, there's just so much happening, and just kind of feel like we're now into the swing of things. Everybody's back. NMSU's up and running. You got the town, alive again right now. So there's just stuff to do. So for those at NMSU, go check out Zia Comics. There's something always happening downtown. I don't know. It's nice to you go by downtown and just there's life down there and people are having fun.
Yeah, a lot of times you don't even know. You just drive by and like, oh, I didn't see that advertised. What's going on?
My wife is the biggest advocate of like, oh, did you know that they're having this right now at downtown? I saw it on Facebook. I was like, well, let's go check it out. So next thing you know, we're downtown. Didn't even know that they were having a farmer's market or something down there
Yeah,
randomly, and it's cool.
yeah, definitely. Everybody should come check it out.
Yeah, yeah, y'all go down there and make sure you guys stop on by and see Troy, see the mothership. Oh man, all right. Well, let's nerd out. Of course, number one movie at the box office goes to Gran Turismo. Slow,
Ooh,
but I know, shocked me. I did not expect that. Uh, was a very low box office, 18 million, followed by Barbie, and then Blue Beetle dropped to third place. So Blue
Barbie
Beetle,
will not go away.
dude, that movie will not go away for anything. I mean, yes, Blue Beetle beat it when it's opening weekend, but now for it to drop to third and Barbie still hanging in. As a matter of fact, they're getting ready to re-release Barbie if it hasn't been pulled yet. I guess they're adding more content that they have. So the people at Mattel are really riding the wave of it. They like it, go for it.
So we might see Barbie back at the top of the box office next week.
Yeah, yeah, no, I mean, I think that's the plan of them. And they just mentioned earlier this week, it has now surpassed Super Mario Brothers as far as the highest grossing
Wow.
movie this year.
Wow. So we're going to see a
So
Mattel verse. They're going to start
yeah,
bringing in all the rest of their stuff.
I mean, get ready for that. Get ready for Hot Wheels will show up. I mean, they're gonna drag race. They'll probably do their own video games. There's gonna be a
That's a
bunch of
perfect
stuff.
Fast and Furious crossover with Hot Wheels.
Oh my God, Barbie and Ken racing Dom Toretto and Letty.
Is G.I. Joe in Hasbro? So we can get the old G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grips?
Yeah, I think he's Hasbro. Yes, he is because Transformers is because I
Yeah.
think I think Hasbro is trying to do the same thing with their movie franchise. I think they're trying to combine Transformers and GI Joe and kind of bring those worlds together. For some reason, this is the year of multiverse. Everybody wants to do a multiverse.
Yeah. Well, I finally saw Flash is streaming now.
Is it?
So yeah, on Max. Not
Yeah,
even
so
the Max. It's just Max.
I'm sorry. It's hard to tell anybody that, especially when I mean I was talking to Martin. I said, "Hey, you should check out on the Max." And he's looking at me like, "What the heck is the Max?" I'm like, "Oh, it's HBO Max, man." But I didn't know Flash was on there.
Yeah, I watched it the other day. It's not the worst movie, but it's not the best. There's a lot of Easter egg reference type stuff. You, I don't want to spoil it for you, but you do get to see Nick Cage Superman.
Really?
It's worth watching the whole movie just for the Nick Cage Superman.
Okay, so did people really put a lot of, I guess, an extra? Because when this movie was coming out, people were saying this is going to be the movie to save DC, and then the minute it came out, everybody's like, this movie has ruined DC. So where does it lie? I mean, is it just, I don't know, how does it fit as far as best or worst when it comes to the DCU?
I think it's a solid movie. The CGI was not the best, and there was a couple of hokey moments, but dude, it's a comic book movie. What are you looking for? This isn't Shakespeare.
Yeah. I think about it. Every week that we talk and people get mad about that, like, oh, the CGI wasn't real. Like, come on, man. You do know people don't fly, right? Like, I know we're mad at the CGI
Or
and like
do they?
I mean, unless I get on top of this roof and try to fly, that's the closest, but it's not gonna go that far.
Yeah, you're going to fly for a very short time.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Martine also on ground trying to catch me. So you know how well that's gonna all work out.
It's not the
So
flying part that's hard, it's the landing.
the landing's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt really bad. But no, I mean, I tell you, people were so upset that it sucked, and then all of a sudden it was going to be the best movie. I don't know, man. Some of these reviews, and I think that's what's been damaging to the DC.
Yeah, I haven't seen Blue Beetle yet, but the Flash, I think a lot. It's just like with Star Wars. I think a lot of the fans are overly critical, and you get this one movie that's like the Magnus Opus, and then you compare everything to it, like with Avengers Endgame. How can you compare
Yeah,
that? That was 10 years and how many movies in the making?
yeah. No,
Uh,
man, it's
it's
it's a lot.
difficult. Yeah. But like I said, I think people are expecting too much and they're just overly critical. Just take it for what it is, man. It's an escape from reality for however long that movie is.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's for what it is, and I just wish they were faster to the streaming. I mean, I really think because I think honestly, at this point, especially not just for DC, but for Marvel, I think the more that they put these and I get it, like Guardians did great this year, and then it did its run and then it ended up. But if they could get that faster, I think that's how you keep their brands in the conversation. Yes, make your money at the box office, but for us that love to, poke and oh, you guys should do this and do that, get it on the streamers more because I kind of feel like we become the platform to be able to promote these movies even more because even if someone's watching this today and says, yeah, well, it's not bad. How many more people may turn on and watch this just because we said, "Hey, it was a pretty good movie."
Yeah, I mean, how many people are going to jump on Max or go back and visit Max because they haven't watched it for a while because what else new is on Max right now?
I couldn't tell you a new Guy's Grocery Games. I haven't checked the Max and like I haven't been on the service in a while. I think the last time I was on there, what movie came out that I can't even remember what movie it was. But see, it was been that long that I didn't even
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I just happened to I read it somewhere online that Flash was streaming. And I was like, oh, where? And I was like, Max. I was like, do I still have Max? I don't remember. Yes,
Troy,
it worked.
is it getting that bad though when you just kind of start looking at you? Because okay, so I have a Roku TV and I have all these apps, and at this point, I'm like, do I still have that app or not? So when I click on it, oh yeah, I do have it. Okay, cool, we can watch it now. But then I'm like, oh, I don't have Paramount. Oh well, I
Well,
guess.
I hit the point. My smart TV only will let me put so many apps up on there, and so I like to pull another one up. I have to get rid of this one and and reinstall that one.
It's a lot though. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think if they were to get to these streamers fast enough to where that way, I mean, you just kind of campaign that way. I mean, I think like even Transformers, I think they had a perfect opportunity when they put it to Paramount Plus. And I mean, they could have ran with something. I mean, it was a pretty good movie. It's just like how you're saying The Flash. I mean, yes, it's not going to be an Avengers Endgame type movie, and we're not going to get a Shia LaBeouf Transformers, but it's an interesting storyline. There's a storyline there that is, I think, is captivating to the audience.
I think in the next few years, you're going to see a pivot away from movie theaters as first release.
Hmm.
And I think movie theaters are going to have to change their business model to compete with streamers.
Yeah, you got to figure something out though, man. And then right now with the strike, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, Troy, I'm surprised that a lot of these movies, like, which one that came? Oh, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. I'm just waiting. I mean, you wouldn't expect to see that on TV anytime soon, but because of the strike, I wouldn't be surprised if they say, "Okay, we need to get this on TV because we're running out of content for our cable channel."
Yeah. And they're running out of money. There's no revenue if they're not pushing out new movies.
I saw this thing, and I didn't. I just saw the headline, didn't get really a chance, but I guess a lot of the late night talk show guys, because they're also on strike. I guess they started a
Mhm.
podcast. So, but here's the thing, it's like they're looking for other outlets, and it's like, okay, well, if they're not gonna play with the TV, then, we gotta find our creative outlets. And I think right now you're gonna probably see the rise in podcast and also some of these streamers that, you wouldn't necessarily like Tubi. I bet you anything Tubi is about to be huge over the next couple of months.
Yeah. I mean, the last time they had a big writer strike, that's when we got Captain Hammer
Yeah.
with Neil Patrick Harris and that whole group. So maybe something because even on the podcast they still can't discuss struck work.
Yeah.
So what are you going to talk about on the podcast where you don't get yourself in trouble with the union?
And I've seen and some of the podcasts that I listen to, a lot of them say that it's been approved by their union. So I guess before they release it, it has to be approved by the union. So whatever stuff they're doing, it's definitely going through, the hands that need to see it before they do anything. But if you're just this, independent guy out here that's trying to make a film and, get it on a streamer and it's got a captivating story, I mean, you could see it, I mean, you get your start somewhere. Next thing you know, you are getting that Netflix deal.
Yeah, yeah. Netflix. I remember a time when Netflix just greenlit anything.
I know, man. We missed out, man. We really did.
Yeah, you're just going to read little golden books live. Okay, there you go.
And that is why there's a show called Let Is It Cake? Because they just said yes to everything. There is Let There Be Cake. There's Is the Floor Lava? Like I still don't understand how some of these shows are greenlit, and we're talking 50 million, $100 million deals for these shows that are like, okay, you paid 100 million to see a competition about is the floor lava?
Yeah, I watched a couple episodes of that, and it didn't hook me.
It really did it. All it had me think about is like, okay, could I get to my couch to the kitchen in one jump? But I'm not gonna try it because if I get hurt, then I don't have a nice lava to fall into. I'm hitting the floor.
Yeah, well, 30 years ago, I might have tried it.
Yeah. Oh no, today not at all.
No, first, I got to find my slippers. Then
Man, I got winded walking through Walmart yesterday. How am I supposed to? How am I gonna do? There's the floor lava.
yeah, yeah, no. Any type of physical show, no.
Yeah.
Just like my wife keeps saying, "Oh, you should go on Survivor. You should go on Amazing Race." I was like, "No, don't think so."
Yeah. No.
First of
See.
all, I've traveled with you before. There's no way in hell I'm going to do it as
Oh
a
my god!
series.
I almost fell out of my chair. I didn't realize.
I don't want to be the guy that gets kicked out first week.
Well, you know what it is? I don't want to be that guy that they really hear how I speak. Because can you imagine, like, you're just frustrated and you're yelling and you're just like, this mother, and then they're like, man, he seemed like a nice guy on the interview, and now look at him, he's just cursing up a storm because he's mad.
Well, the thing is, you got to be friends with the editors because they can make or break you.
That's true.
Whatever they feel like showing to the public is what's going to happen.
I was telling you last week. I mean, I watch Big Brother, right? And they paint the story they want, the way they want you. If they want you to be the jerk on the show, they could edit it that way. Or you
Yep.
can be the sweet guy. You can be the a-hole. You can be all of it, and they have the control of it. And you don't even know what's going on. You don't even know how they're filming you. They're just
Nope.
I don't think I could do that, man.
No, they did the first El Paso Comic Con we did. A documentary crew from UTEP came and documented it, and everybody's like, "Oh, didn't you know the cameras are there?" Honestly, you do kind of forget that the cameras are there, and they catch you in some real moments sometimes. And I had to turn around and tell them a few times, I was like, "Do not print that. If you do, I will smash your camera right here in front of everybody."
No, but it's true though, because Troy, I know there's a lot that goes, guys, by the way, there's a lot that goes behind the scenes when you're doing stuff. And I can just imagine, especially when something may not be going right and there's a camera that's right on you. Like, I mean, I know it makes for compelling television, but also it's like, how am I about to look at my worst moment right now? And keep in mind, it can be just that little moment.
And a lot of times you don't even realize it till you say it, and then you turn to go somewhere else, and you look and you see the camera, you're like, "Oh crap!"
Yeah,
Is that
no, that's why.
rolling?
Yeah, you're right, man. I don't think I've never thought about it from that side of things when it comes to reality television. But then again, reality television to me is a little tough sometimes to watch these days.
I don't. There's very, very few reality TV shows that I can stomach. Most of them, I'm just like, ugh.
See, and that's what's crazy with this writer strike is that I feel like we're going to end up getting more and more reality shows. Like, because I'm sure a lot of that is not union, so you're going to get a lot of these shows. Whereas a lot of these studios, I mean, guys, there's a bunch of movies that were supposed to come out this year and early next year. That's now getting pushed to 2025. I mean, you want to keep up with your DCs and your Marvels of the world and their universe. I mean, that's all getting moved now to 2026 at this point because, hey, no one, it can't work right now.
Well, there's reality shows are cheaper because there's no writers, there's no script. It's just a camera guy walking around filming stuff. So the writers' strike wouldn't affect reality TV at all.
No.
And it's cheaper to make reality shows. So we're going to
You
start
never
seeing
know.
more of them.
You never know if the next person's going to be a Mike the Situation, and then you turn seven strangers, right? Then they become the most popular thing on TV. And I mean, because they obviously pay these guys, and it's crazy to hear some of the pays that they were getting at the beginning of seasons, where they're just like, "Oh, we're gonna give you $300 an episode," and now you're the highest grossing show for that network, and now they're restructuring and say, "Hey, we need to be paid $1 million a show," and it's just you never know.
Yeah, my problem with shows like that, I think that they glorify stupidity. I mean, you take these people who are just doing the most stupid things and turn them into stars. I don't like that.
Yeah, no, man, especially when there's just so many other creative things. And to be honest, At this point, I could see, like I said, like I mentioned earlier, Tubi, Freevee is another one. There's those. I could see the growing popularity of Crunchyroll, another streaming service. There's so many other outlets aside from the Max and Netflix and Hulu's of the world that I think if you really want some original content, you're gonna find it on those other streaming services.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of stuff out there. I'm still catching up on a lot of stuff. And the strike is only going on in America. You know, all these Korea is starting to make a ton of good content lately. We're watching one now called Moving. It's a kind of a superhero based Korean thing, and man, it is so good. It's all subtitled, but it's really good. If you get a chance, check it. It's on Hulu.
Okay. Yeah, no, Matt, I tell you, there's some great content out there. I mean, who would have thought that Squid Games would have been one of the
Ah,
explosion that it was?
yeah,
That I'm telling you, I mean, that it became a cultural phenomenon as far as people trying to do themed parties. I mean, it's just
red light.
crazy, right? Yeah, I mean, everybody was on top of that. I did notice, and this caught me off guard the other day. John Cena made another Vacation Friends on Hulu.
Yeah, I saw that.
I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I'm not hearing good things.
I watched the first one. It wasn't bad, but
Yeah.
I don't know how you would make a sequel to that.
Yeah, I mean, Cena was just like, "I'll do it. I got time."
You just don't see him in there.
No, you know what so reading some of the reviews, they're saying the same thing you're saying. "Why did you make a sequel? There was no need for it." And, some went as far as to say, it's like, "Okay, John Cena, you've now reached your worst. Like, don't do that." I was like, "Man," I was like, "You didn't need to be that harsh on the guy. It's a straight to Hulu. Like, we should just be happy we got a new movie right now that we don't have to go to a movie theater to watch."
Yeah, and honestly, those guys don't much care. They've already cashed that check. They don't care what you think about the movie.
Right? So he's not worried. Hell, he's about to start wrestling this month. So you tell me if he's worried about his money situation.
Don't think so. He's gonna put his jorts back on and jump in the ring.
Tomorrow he's back in the ring, everybody, back to doing this and making more money. Have you caught up on Ahsoka? I still haven't started the series yet.
I saw the first two. I haven't seen the newest one yet. Um, like I was saying, if you haven't watched Rebels, I would go at least watch, pieces of Rebels because this is just a continuation from the end of Rebels on. It'll explain so much. Otherwise, I was analyzing it when I was watching it. I was like, people who didn't watch Rebels are going to be so lost.
Mhm.
So
So, yeah, and we mentioned too Disney, and I don't know if they're still doing it, but leading up to the release of it on the main menu, there was certain episodes as far as if you were going back and even if you were just a casual viewer to watching, and Rebels obviously was one that they had demonstrated to watch this. They also had certain episodes from The Mandalorian, and they were letting you know so you can get more acquainted with the character because a badass character, many people just may not know exactly how this character got to this point or what's been going on with this character.
yeah, like I said, I would definitely whatever Disney tells you to watch leading into this, you should do it because there's so much of her backstory that you don't. It gives meaning to why she's doing a lot of the things, and all the other characters are in it. And Mary Elizabeth Winstead plays Syndulla, right?
Yeah.
She's married to Ewan McGregor. So they
No
have that
way.
Star Wars thing. Yeah. I didn't know that the other day. I read it. I was like, that's probably the coolest thing ever.
I did not know that.
Star Trek or Star Wars royalty right there.
Who would I? Oh my God, I did not know that.
Yeah. I saw that and then I saw the two of them together. I'm like, oh, they had to be awesome at parties.
Oh my gosh. Oh wow. So, that's crazy, man. I did not realize that. I don't know, man, because sometimes you're just like, wait, they're actually married? Like you don't even realize it because you're just so I don't know, man. These characters sometimes, these actors are like, wow, they do really good at keeping their private life private.
Yeah. Well, it is Hollywood, so that could change tomorrow, them being
Uh,
married.
you mentioned, I just thought about it right now that you mentioned relationships. Of course, Khalees and her boyfriend broke up, Bill Murray.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Jackie broke that story to me like if I had high hopes for that relationship.
You just stared at her,
I was
radio
like,
silence.
I was like, was like, did we all really envision this going far? Like it's Bill Murray and the girl who sang "My Milkshake Brings All the Boys to the Yard."
I
It
I
didn't
don't
even sound
understand
real.
how that happened in the first place.
It doesn't sound real. Ghostbusters and Khalees, like, come on, man.
Yeah,
It's
Groundhog Day.
crazy. It's a crazy world out there, man. We just don't even know it, man. Full of floor is lava and let there eat cake.
Now, if they could combine those two shows,
Oh my God, eat lava and cake. There you
is the
go.
lava cake.
Oh
You can
man,
jump on that, but it might be cake and not a couch.
I know we're gonna find out. I was like, oh, it's cake. Oh, dude, you know
Oh,
what? That is the collaboration they need. It's
it's got
like
to
you
be
just jump.
lava cake that they jump into.
Although, how mad would you be though? If you spent 13 hours creating this cake that looks like a couch, and they jump on. It's like, okay, next one. Like it was.
Depends on how
It
much
took
they
me
paid
all.
me.
I know. It took me all day to make that cake look like a couch. What's going on?
Yeah, here's 10 grand. Okay.
Yeah. In that case, I will
When do you need the
Betty
next one?
Crocker. I will Betty Crocker my way to 10 grand if that's the case. Troy, if they want to keep up with you on social media, how can they stalk you and follow you?
We're all over interwebs, man. We got the Meta, the Insta, we got X, we got YouTube and TikTok.
That's right. Make sure you follow them today. Stay up to date with them. I follow you guys on TikTok, so yeah, make sure you guys follow them on the TikTok. Of course, me, I'm on Mark Zuckerberg's platform. Hot 103's Big Show. I'm not really using Elon's these days. Mark owns Instagram, right?
Yeah, Facebook owns Instagram, so Mark owns it.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So Mark owns my account on Instagram, Big Show FM, and then I don't know who runs TikTok, but yeah, Joey on the FM on TikTok. Someone overseas owns TikTok.
You're not
I
on
think they'll.
Threads anymore?
Oh, man, I gave up on Threads. I couldn't. I really couldn't, man. Threads just became another Twitter to me, or
Or
X. Sorry, X.
Snapchat or
No, I'm not Snapchatting at all. I'm too old to have a Snapchat, man. I'm not.
or the Be Real?
No. Oh no, that's Martine. Martine has the Be Real.
Is he still
Martine.
doing that?
Yeah, he's still doing Be Real. Be Real. So
Wow.
he actually told me that I don't even know what we were doing. We were in a meeting. We were having a very serious meeting. He's like, "All right, guys, time to be real." And I looked at him, and he's taking a picture of us, and I'm like, I don't think right now was the right time for you to be real while we're going over some important stuff right now. But okay,
But
let's
his
be
5
real."
followers need to see that.
They're in this building. They saw it.
They're in this meeting.
Right? It's like we're all here. What are you doing? Oh, man. Before we go, happy birthday to today is Martini's birthday. It's Martine's birthday, so happy birthday to
Happy birthday,
Martine.
Martine.
Martini, I don't know. We're still making him work today. We're not giving him the day
Don't say
off.
he didn't get the day off.
No, we
You
didn't give
guys
him the
are
day off.
slave drivers.
Poor Martini. Happy birthday to Martini. All right, guys. This has been another edition of Zia Comic Weekly. We'll see y'all next week.
Later, nerds.